Look, this is Friday. Have a seat. Already started.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. So upcoming holidays and family days, Memorial Day at the end of May, but don't forget St. Patty's Day. Admin items, staff sergeant EPRs, need member signatures, and we're trying to get it by the end of the day. So if you're around and not on leave, definitely try to get those signed. Hack in the Dish, we got Messenger's crew in Hawaii. Really hacking the dish. Missing computers. So this has been an ongoing thing. So if you have a computer that you haven't let Christy or Michelle know, definitely do that. They've been running around. So if you do find one, please let them know. Words of Vic.
Q1 awards are due Monday, so if you plan on submitting a package, please do so to the Awards and Decks org box with an attached picture of yourself in front of that flag, preferably from the waist up. Okay, that's all.
Booster Club.
Everybody, I just wanted to make sure you're all aware of the new Booster Club members. So it's myself, we've got Brittany Watkins, treasurer, or the vice president. Treasurer is going to be Ali. Secretary is Dan Nelson, and our snacko is Garrett Filter. And those are most pictures. And then just kind of a quick elevator speech for everybody. For those who are newer, we'll be kind of trying to catch you as you go to Millie 101 and stuff. But basically, joining Booster Club, paying the landing fees kind of allows us to do things like keeping the burger burns going, festivals for like fall festival, spring fling, stuff like that. With those whenever you're going away, kegerator, networks, and stuff like that. So we'll be trying to find people who have been around but haven't actually paid landing fees and try to see if you guys want to join. And for new folks, we'll be reaching out to you as well. If you have any questions or ideas, we're here to support you. Keep morale high, swag on point, and then that's on good vibes. So see you around. All right.
Yeah, I gotta start your bands back here.
Just having all of that group to come together and achieve this remarkable thing has been nothing short of amazing. Who can I inspire, right? By seeing me the same way the red tails inspire me, and that's huge.
All right.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Burton. I was one of the pilots on the Heritage Flight in 6th of February. And it was a super cool experience. You just want to come back and share some words with you guys. So before we go into the flight itself, I want to talk a little history lesson on the Tuskegee Airmen. So prior to the 40s, African Americans were seen as not intelligent enough to fly an aircraft. We didn't have the mental capacity to learn how to operate an aircraft. And then in the 40s, Roosevelt established the Tuskegee Experiment. It's an all-black aviation school down in Tuskegee, Alabama. This school was met with a lot of pushback and doubt but they went on to create over 1,000 pilots and about 14,000 navigators, engineers, and mechanics and whatnot. These pilots are later known as red tails. They went on to fly over 15,000 sorties, earning over 150 distinguished flying crosses. So this is why we want to honor them today. So for the flight itself, one day, Lieutenant Weaver, myself, Captain Calico, and Captain Brown, we were all hanging out, and we realized Brown's Phoenix flight was coming up. It just so happened to fall in February. So we're like, what a better way to honor him and send him off than a heritage flight in Black History Month. So we brought the idea to Central Trumbull, and he was already planning something. Like, he was super on board with it, which is awesome. He was able to fight for us on the wing level to make it happen. So he gave us a C5 and 14 mules along with about 13 other Travis airmen. Hopped on a jet, went to Charleston, which is on video. We met up with the C-17 crew, C-37, KC-135, and KC-46 crew. And we were able to sit down and have crosstalks with the airmen of all ethnicities. We talked about our experiences and our perspectives. And then we met with the Herman E. Man Tuskegee chapter down there. Super, super great experience. After that, we went down to Jacksonville, where we met with 30 ROTC cadets. We showed them the aircraft and showed them, talked about our experience, how we earned our wings and whatnot. So I feel like it's our duty to inspire the next generation the way that Tuskegee inspired us. So I heard aviators make up 2% of the Air Force, and then Black aviators make up 2% of that 2%. So by us inspiring the next generation, hopefully that 2% of 2% gets bumped up. So now we'll have some other crew members talk about their experiences.
So yeah, it was an honor to be a part of this because as I was retraining back in 2018, I remember watching a YouTube video that the 22nd was able to accomplish this prior to and actually go downrange and complete a mission. So that gave me inspiration throughout training just to be a part of something later on who, something to look forward to getting here to the 22nd. So to be a part of this now, it was very surreal to meet up with other aviators that were in Travis Air Force Base that I've never gotten to had the ability to interact with, due to all the worldly events and stuff like that. So it was very cool to connect with them on a personal level and see their experiences, and then also to go to Charleston and just hear from other people and their perspectives. We had some crosstalks coming from some heritage members down in Charleston where they spoke about their long Air Force career. It was I think it was 3 chiefs that were able to go up there and speak to us and give us some words of wisdom. And then just to see the smile on Captain Brown's face when we actually pulled everything off without a hitch and everything went very well. So it was just an honor, and I appreciate Lieutenant Colonel Trumbull for allowing us to showcase that. So it was a great opportunity.
For this mission, it was actually my dollar ride, so very exciting, nervous, a lot of emotions, honestly. I was surprised to know that I was actually going to be on the serious flight. It was surrounded by an amazing crew, and my donkey didn't last 10 minutes. But it was all out of good fun, and it's not forget.
Yeah, so just like they're saying, why is this pretty much important to all of us? It really gave us a phenomenal opportunity to not only honor some heroes in our nation's history that we were able to, to honor the Tuskegee Airmen. So they inspired all of us, I'm pretty sure, in this room, as well as kids all across the nation, but it also gave us the opportunity to kind of see how this impacted us with this 3-day mission. What it had on not only us in the 22nd, but what it had on people all over the Travis Air Force Base in general. So we had AE, we had flight medicine, we had CRW, our C-17 and KC-10 brethren and sisters, they were on there too. So just the stories that they told us and how this mission impacted their experience, what they're going to tell to the future people around them as well. So that was super phenomenal. I know the Air Force is doing kind of a diversity and inclusion push the next couple of months or whatever. So I just encourage you guys all to continue to have those conversations with each other, talk to your brothers and sisters in the 22nd and people all across Travis, and have those tough conversations, because a lot of the talks that we kind of had were focused on what it's like to be the only person in the room. I'm sure everybody in this room right now can raise their hand and say that at one point they felt that they were the only person in the room, or they actually were the only person in the room. So continue to have those conversations with each other, talk to one another, maybe it's over a cold snack or something like that. So I encourage you to do that. Colonel Trumbull, thank you guys for allowing us this opportunity. Major Fernandez, he's not here. Colonel Kramer back there, he had a little part in this too, and especially the tactics shop. They helped us kind of with the optics and how we needed to get into the airfield and everything. So appreciate you guys for that, and thank you guys for hearing us on this. Absolutely.
It's awesome.
Let's sneak out a turn. We'll eventually go back to Gavin and stuff. But this was awesome. When I sat down with Captain Dave Brown, you know, the first thing I said, well, I shared my experience with the Red Tails. I spent over 2 years down at Randolph Air Force Base with the 99th Flying Training Squadron, no longer the Fighter Squadron, right? Transition back in the 70s. But I was able to be part of some of those interviews. We had Skibble Cogs and 3 other ones that were original Tuskegee Airmen, OTAs is the abbreviation, that just created very special memories for me, and also opened up my toolkit of experiences and understanding, right, of different unconscious biases that I have, and just lack of understanding. And until you can feel emotion in a room, and that's why I wanted this crew to come up here and share some of that emotion. Hopefully you felt some of that, how much that meant, and how much it means for all of us, right, to share in that experience. And it's not just about, you know, Black History Month and African Americans, you know, serving their country. It's about others, right? It's about, you know, Latinos, Hispanics. It's about women, right? This month. It's about every other, you know, minority. You know, just talking numbers and math. Every other minority that's in this awesome Air Force that we're going to share in that. And we've got a Women's History Month event that's going to be occurring later in the month with Captain Heather Denny leading that up. But just back to this event, this is a huge deal, not just because of COVID. We were the only aircraft from Travis. We were one of the few MAP aircraft that got to actually leave under COVID restrictions to go do this, and then go into Florida and do the same thing in Florida, and create that memory not only for us that we're sharing now, but create a very salient memory for those young, really their kids, you know, kids in high school, come out and see what went down, and right, and learn a little bit about history, create a little spark in their mind to say, I'm gonna look up what the Tuskegee Airmen were. There were some older gentlemen that were standing with them, you know, and that's a part of the memory, but really it's the stories that, and the vision, you know, and the feeling of the emotions that occur walking up that flight deck, seeing the rest of that crew being able to speak to their experiences, that creates that spark in their mind, their heart to go, I want to do that someday. And that's where it starts, right? That's what creates that memory. That's what starts this long blue line. Do we continue with Tuskegee Airmen and others in this awesome Air Force? Can I get a who on that? Little security forces there. So one more hand, all right, for this team.
Well, I don't want to get up here and talk about admin. So yeah, if I reached out to you, your flight leadership, if you got APR to sign. Please sign it before you go home today, because we need to get that done. Second of all, like Lieutenant Weaver said, if you know anybody, right, that's Black, African American, just reach out, keep talking to them, right? Just because there's no longer riots or anything like that still doesn't mean those conversations need to stop happening. So I know I spoke with Shed, Sergeant Williams, Sergeant Gibson. You know, just like Colonel Trumbull said, the emotion that these guys felt doing that. You know, to me, I'm just like, you know, like, okay, you know, it's a flight with all Black aviators on it, and you don't really understand it until you talk with somebody who's experienced it, and then you kind of get it. You're like, oh, I got it now, right? So just keep the conversations going. We talk about different things every month. And I just encourage you to keep it up. So thanks.
Good afternoon. Everyone doing? All right, so a few things to cover. Who has seen that the 362903 is changing a little bit, all right? March 15th, right? Who's actually read the memo? Nope, this is all just Facebook and Reddit, right? All right. Let me clear a few things up for you, because I really want me to. So, all right. So, I sent out a Slack message about the identifiers earlier this week, like, load and SARM, right? None of those were approved. That came down from the ops group, which came down from the wings. They're kind of hammering on that. So don't put your wings there and don't put anything else there. So with the change coming out, it says that all specialties will be able to wear that tab now, but that's after the lead functionals approve whatever that's going to be. So we're talking like AMC and AFSOC and all those guys together with Phil Leonard, depending on what 5 letters is going to be designated. So please wait on that. Thanks. The relaxing colors for the PT socks and glasses and bags. Now you have decals on your socks, so they're really loosening stuff out there. And everyone's favorite topic, the tactical caps. Yeah. All right. So will be authorized, but they haven't determined what the style is going to be. So even though we got these baseball caps, doesn't mean that that's what it is. All right. So they say it could be a year to actually acquisition these things. But all we need is AMC to come down and say, hey, you guys are good, start wearing the caps. And that's what I'm pushing for. It's just like, we got this stuff, let's wear these caps. It look way better than patrol caps. But until that point, I know you don't like it, but please wear the patrol caps on the road. All right, appreciate it. We'll all look the same and then look better than Dover, right? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna harp on PT a little bit, but once again, it changed. Now it's 1 July, right? But I will say, how many in this room have done a mock PT test in like the last 3 months? That's a good number. All right, I'm actually surprised at that. As directed by your flight commander, right? Yeah. Right. So if you haven't, I would just say the Air Force has given you the test, and they've given you the answers, and they've given you extra credit because they took away the waist measurement, right? So I ask you, if you haven't done so, just please self-assess yourself, right? You don't know where you are until you get out there and you try to do those 6 laps, trying to get around, bringing all the COVID weight with you. So please stay on it. You got another 3 months, but if you assess yourself now and you're failing, it might take you 3 months to get where you need to be. All right. And DSD, Developmental Special Duties. So that was supposed to come down yesterday, the day before, but it still hasn't. So I'm looking for maybe Monday. And the list will come down, and your name might be, hey, this guy's eligible to be whatever. All right. And then I will reach out to you, or your flight leadership will reach out to you directly and see if you want to do it, and if you have any reasons why you can't do it, like you have an SRP or whatever else. But just to remind you, some of the development special duties we listed are MTI, MTL, Honor Guard, USAF Academy Instructor, MFA Readiness Center, Recruiter, PME Instructor, Career Assistance Advisor. And they took first shirts off 2 cycles ago. So if you're looking for that. And then lastly, we're going to do an enlisted all-call on 22 March. So I know that's Muley Day, but we're going to do the all-call in the morning, right? It'll just, we haven't decided we're going to do everyone at once, or we're going to break it up by rank, but it's going to be some good information in there and stuff to pass on. So that's all I have for today. You got any questions for me? All right, I'll shut up.
Who's ready? This weekend started. We're going to be really quick, guys. All right, we're under an hour. Thanks for being patient. I know I wanted this to go off without a hitch, so the execs did a really nice team innovating, using my Bluetooth speaker, getting away with their phones with a patch, the Pentagon, all this stuff. So just give them a round of applause. Being an exec is not always easy. I've done it a couple times. So I'm going to back up the chief on the uniform wear, right? So I was the one that pushed out about the patrol caps. I staved off, basically turned a blind eye as long as I could until I got a lot of other folks telling me, hey, you guys are only ones from Travis wearing the ball caps. So hence the email now. But I held off for like 6 months in doing that. And we are pushing so that way all it takes is a memo change to say, hey, we know it's coming down. Can we just use the Condor caps we've got right now to go out and wear them with pride? So please just continue to be patient. Please continue to wear your patrol caps. I'm leaving on a mission, leaving on Sunday afternoon. I'll have my patrol cap with me. I'm gonna wear it with pride until I can wear my ball cap, and I'll be more comfortable. So yeah, back me up, back the chief up, and that's just knock that out. Along with the patches, yeah, just get them sewn on. It's free. Yasu's off base. Just get the memo from supply, and you guys can get that knocked out. And when we get it approved, we'll wear it. Okay. So please be patient and comply. 17th of March, we didn't get it put up on the calendar just yet, but this is hot off the press from a meeting with the Wing Commander at noon over at the Paxton we have with each chief and squadron commander on base. So this is extremism in the workplace. You guys have heard this kind of coming out, doing a stand down eventually. It's gonna be one day on the 17th of March. There'll be some conversations that I'm gonna lead, the chief's gonna lead based on what the DOD's pushed down. Don't freak out. It's nothing that's gonna be crazy. We've already talked about it during the DOCS debrief. You know, I brought up how, you know, the storming of the Capitol type of situation occurred. It's going to be around that, so it's not going to be undigestible. I'll just say that. We'll just work with me on the 17th on that conversation. And then we're going to have a resiliency stand down on the 30th or the 31st. Maintenance downstairs is trying to do theirs on the 30th to help accommodate all of their maintenance lines. So we may also do it in concert with them on the 30th. Just stay tuned. Probably by the end of next week or the week after, I'll have a firm schedule on what we're going to do for Resiliency Day, but it's going to be some sort of team building together, and then we're going to be having some kind of some mandatory discussions to go forward, potentially some videos and different things, but we're going to make it worth your time. Okay, I promise you that. It's not going to be just a bunch of CBTs that are worthless. All right, and if it is, then I'm going to fight. All right, about my mission, the Colonel Cosmo Kramer is going to have to stick with the squadron. Major Fernandez is getting married tomorrow, so that's why you don't see him around, right? And then ops, so Major Millie Hale is going to have the lead on ops for the squadron as well during that time period until we get back Major Fernandez. Let's see here. I already talked about the all-female crew, Women's History Month coming up later. It'll also probably coincide right around when Chief Bass is here. It's either going to be a local when Chief Bass is here, or it's going to be an actual mission that we're trying to lean towards, which I think would be more impactful coming up here in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. We're probably going to get a lot of press for that as well. If you haven't noticed, we're in the paper a lot. This is what we do in the Double D's. We're cool, and just, you know, we're awesome, and that's what you do. When you're awesome, you make waves in a good way. So other than that, I'll probably pause for anything I may have missed in the front row guys that we had talked to previously. Sure, we're good. Nothing from the Low Master Engineers. Ops, we're good as well. Keep staying tuned. Harry Marquez is pushing out all the Ops Next missions that are coming down. It's going to start picking up. By next week, we have how many missions on the road? Probably 4.
I think so.
So we're getting there, guys, right? And we have the MSDT and the OSD coming up in March. That's going to be going to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, right? And then we also have the MSDT, which is going to where again? Colorado Springs, right? And then Colorado Springs, and then Fort Riley. I don't know. It's Army base, but it's going to be good. Okay, so flying opportunities are coming down the pipe. Weather's looking good. You guys are going to do some fun stuff outdoors. Just make sure to be smart. If you're going to do a high risk activity, just get to safety. All right. So we got Valdez here. Morgan, I think, is on the road. Anything else, guys? Chief pilot, tactics, wards and decks we covered. Engineer, we're good. Execs, did I miss anything, guys? Okay, training, no. Transition, Delaros in the back, good. Everyone's tight, good for the weekend, cool. CSS, we're good. All right, Booster, we got a good shout out. Oh, Sarm's got something.
Quick one. Sergeant Hanson is leaving us in like a week. He's at 7-level school right now, but when he gets back, he'll pretty much be out processing. His litho is at the front desk. If you guys could please sign it, so everyone's here.
Yeah, Ken's been with us for thick and thin here in Double D's for what, 3 years now? How long?
4 years?
4 years, yeah, I knew it was over 3 because he was here before I got here. So yeah, get up there, put something nice on his litho. That again, that's a memory that he's going to serve or hold on to, put on his wall in the future, and reflect every time he moves on who signed that thing. So make sure your name's on there. It's something nice. Other than that, I think that's all I got. Call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, call your sister, reach out to your friends, text some friends, slide to the Wholesome DM. Got it? Thanks to the Booster Club again for the Burger Burn. I didn't get to take part today, but I guess it was awesome. Yeah? Okay. What was it?
Gordon Hamsey
Gordon Hamsies?
with ham.
Oh man, I missed out. I'm taking some lessons from Kramer, so that's good stuff. All right, that's all I got, guys. Have a great weekend. Thanks.